Hello everyone. I hope everyone had a great Christmas and received everything you wanted for your aquariums and more. But if you'll notice, I do have my fish back in here. The reason why is they started looking a little stressed in the 20-gallon, and plus I read several different conflicting articles about how long of a time period to leave them in after ick is in your display tank. I read anywhere from 30 days, after 30 days, and up to 72 days. But this tank wasn't really fishless. I still have the 6-line wrasse in here. It never showed any signs of the ick or possibly velvet, but I believe it was ick. And so I just thought I'd take a chance and go ahead and put them in here. It's been about 35 days since they've been in the quarantine tank, so I'll just keep an eye on them, and hopefully I don't have to throw them back in the quarantine tank. And there's one of the newer fish, the fairy wrasse. Very active in here, very colorful fish. Of course now it's going to be camera shy, but there it is. Kind of like the way it just kind of hovers. But one thing I wanted to mention, kind of got a new Christmas, or a late Christmas gift here, and that's the new Aquamatic Echo Drift 8.0 circulation pump. Kind of a wave maker type. It's the first one I've had, so I really don't have anything to compare it to. But the construction of it seems pretty solid. The plastic seems pretty solid, doesn't seem flimsy. Now this one does have the wire that runs internally, but so does my other circulation pump, so that's really not a big deal to me. Then it has the magnetic fastener there. So on the inside and on the magnet and on the outside magnet, they both have rubber donuts that are quite wide and to keep it from smacking up against the glass. And also comes with a smaller rubber gasket that you can use on the outside. So far it seems really quiet. You can kind of hear that. Just a small slight hum, but the rest of the noise is probably my canister filters. But I did remove 2 of my circulation pumps and replace one with this one, so now I really only have one other circulation pump, and that one's down here. And that one I believe is around 380 gallons per hour. And then of course I have my 2 canister filters which output toward the middle, that one there and that one. And the flow rate seems to be really decent on this. Now on this new pump, the flow rate for this guy is 4,000 to 8,000 liters per hour, which I think is equivalent to right around 1,000 to 2,000 gallons per hour. And it only uses 8 to 20 watts. And it's engineered in Germany, but I was a little surprised when I looked on the box, though, that it actually says made in China. But so far it seems okay. One of the disappointments I had, though, when it just kind of threw it in the box, really no separation of the components, separately packaged or divided anyway, just everything was kind of in here loosely, but didn't see any kind of damage or anything. Now for the controller, it's maybe about the size of a little bit bigger than a playing card, but you can kind of see it there. It feels sturdy. It's made of plastic. It has a control knob on the right, but that's for the frequency adjustment to increase or decrease the frequency, which essentially just increases and decreases the stopping and starting of the propeller. Then the button here, the goldish color, is how you cycle through the different modes. Right now I have it on W1, which is more of a wave mode, and I have it at 50%. It actually has 3 settings, 50%, 75, and 100. As you can kind of see at 50%, it's doing pretty decent there. But you can cycle through the speeds with the blue button here. So if I click it again, now we're at 100%. You can kind of see it really picked up the wave making there. And this is a 6-foot tank. It's 125 gallons, so to me that's pretty decent. Then of course if you press it again, you'll go down to 75%. Still a pretty decent output there. Then of course I'll turn it back to where I had it, which is 50%. Now to cycle through the different wavelengths, the next one is W2. So if you click that, that's a slow speed up to 100%, then a decrease to 0%. You can kind of see how the effect of that there kind of speeds up, then slows down. And if you click it again, the W3, that is a faster speed to 100%, then a slower speed back down to 0. So it's a little different. You just get a quicker speed up time there. And if you click it again, it's just a random mode, and it cycles through the different settings on its own. And if you click it again, you go back to the beginning, and that's 100% consistent. So that's just a continuous flow at 100% there. You can kind of see it's rocking the flow pretty good in here, and that's the end of the tank down there. So the torch coil's getting hit pretty hard there. So that's why I'm kind of only running around 50%. So if you click it again, then you're at 75% of the continuous flow. Kind of see it slowed down a little bit. Still a pretty good output there. And you look at the torch coil there, it's still flapping around pretty decent. And then one more time, and that's just a 50% continuous, and that's what you get there. Just a nice steady flow, which I kind of like. And one more time, and I'm back to W1, which is just the wave. Then of course if you adjust this frequency here, what that does, like if I turn this frequency down, what it's going to end up doing is you're going to get a faster stop and start, and you'll start to see the wave start to, so to speak, build up there. Kind of see it. It takes a few seconds. And again, this is only at 50%. So you can kind of see the waves kind of rising and lowering there. Now if I go ahead and crank it up to 100%, you can start to see it really starts to rock. So of course you would have to be careful with this. If you got this rocking pretty good, you don't want to overspill your tank or overflow your tank. There you can kind of see that's at 100%. Then of course back down to 75 and 50. 50 is where I like, and I kind of like the smaller frequency here in between the waves here. So it's not such a big wave, just smaller choppy waves. And there it is, back to where I had it. But you can kind of see, if you can kind of see on these hairy green anemones, mushroom anemones, you can kind of see the rocking motion back and forth, likewise on the hammer corals there. And at the other opposite end of the tank, still getting a decent flow there. Kind of see that. Then one thing this does have too, I forgot to mention, it has a cable you can hook up, which has a photo cell on the end of it, which when that receives a minimal amount of light, it actually automatically adjusts your controller down to 50%, kind of like a nighttime mode. It does not completely shut the controller off. It just defaults it to 50%, which I already have it set for anyway, so that's why I just decided not to use it. But anyway, I'm just trying this guy out, see how it works, and so far I'm happy with it. And I just want to thank you for watching another video.